And the solenoid test, just making sure that the UV react is going to go with the shaker motor. And it looks like it will. Alright. Oh yeah. The first thing you're going to want to do is observe the machine itself. Try to find anything that might be in the way of the Pinstadium kit. I can see there might be an obstruction on this side, but it's going to be close. Whereas over here, this particular post is going to be an obstruction. So I'm going to be removing this particular plastic post. Upon removing the post, I'm definitely going to make sure that the game itself isn't affected, making sure there's no loose pieces after that. So now that the playfield is clear of any kind of obstructions, I'm going to be installing the GI portion first. Now I'm going to be using the coin door GI bulb because these bulbs do not interact with the game. For Cactus Canyon, the GI does flash off and on to interact with the gameplay. And if you want your game to always be lit like I do, then you're going to want to find a bulb that does not interact, which will change how the Pinstadiums act because they basically mirror whatever signal they are receiving. So I'm going to be tying these in to this particular bulb. Now, my Pinstadium set has been resting in my house for months now waiting for my game, so the connections that you see me using in this video will not match what you will be getting if you order today. Here is a picture of what you will receive. This is a big improvement in my opinion. I fold them over and then use the alligator clips like so. Making sure I've got a nice good connection and grip on them. Now I want this to look as factory as I can. So I'm going to be using the wire harness clamps that are on the coin door and kind of just weaving it through that so it looks, as stock as I can. I don't like my mods to be just, dangling down and look all rigged up the way it does. So it's going to look somewhat decent. Now I'm tying into the shaker motor. So the shaker motor is going to shake, and this is going to tell the Pinstadium to activate the UV glow. Make sure that you get the prongs to these wires down into where they're not going to just loosen and fall out. You are in a machine with a shaker motor, so you don't want these to eventually shake and release over time. You can use the alligator clips or the 4-pin connector like this one. I'm now splitting the GI and UV flasher bulb connections. I use the white and blue for my GI. I will now tie this into the game and then weave it alongside with all the other wires. Now we've reached to where I'm going to connect the flasher bulb. I use the red and green for the flasher. Connect it. There you go. Now all I have left is the USB that ties this whole system together. The power brick and cable will come with your set when you specify what game this is going into on the Pinstadium's website. So this is my setup. I've got power going over here. and then the USB is going right there. So now I'm going to be able to connect those to this board right here. This directs power to our light bars. That board is now resting and plugged in underneath the playfield. So now I can start attaching the light bars to the cabinet. In your Pinstadium kit, you will find these plastic kits with double-sided tape on them. You will use these to anchor the wires to the light bars. Now the next tricky part is to make sure that you have enough slack in the wires directed behind the playfield to connect these. So as you can see, the left I didn't have enough slack, so now I'm going to have to pull up on the cables a little bit from the clamps that I have attached in the back. Sometimes I'll go an inch or two at a time just to make sure I've got enough to where the bars will extend and magnetize to the side without any kind of tension. That looks good, so let's get them mounted. Now something I've noticed is that even though I did remove the plastic post, it's still going to be an interference in a way for that flasher dome towards the top up there. So this is what the game will look like upon powering it up the first time with Pinstadiums. You're going to be getting the RGB effect because you have not synced it yet to your Pinstadium app. You will need to do so using the Pinstadium application on your phone. You can connect directly to it via Bluetooth. Once you connect to it in the application, you can change the colors to whatever you see fit. I go through that process in another video. So now let's see some before and after shots.
Well, looky here, Sheriff of the Week.
Welcome to town, stranger.
Looks like a gunfight.
Ready, set, draw.
Let's go fight.
Ready, set, draw.
So there you have it, Pinstadiums on your Cactus Canyon, or Cactus Canyon Remake for that matter. I need to specify that if you feel that these lights are too bright, one of two things. The camera is picking up too much light, or two, you also have the option to turn these lights down. I will put links in the description down below to get your own set. The kit that I'm using is the Pinstadium Neo. Enjoy the remainder of the video as I give you a side-by-side comparison in attract mode.